This is It's Not What You Say: How to Sell Your Message When It Matters Most by Michael Parker. Preparation. Discover the best available means of persuasion. Aristotle. Do your homework. Preparing for any live performance calls for multitasking. You're your own scriptwriter, actor, stage manager, choreographer, director, producer, and researcher. In this latter role, you must explore everything that just might prove useful. Consider everything related to this particular audience at this time, in this place, and on this occasion. Typically, the less experienced jump to a solution, usually the most predictable one, before they assemble a wealth of insights to play with. And once you start along a chosen path, it is difficult to change to a more interesting route. Give researcher you some time. Time to look for different approaches and to think outside the box. If I had an hour to solve the problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solutions. Albert Einstein. Put yourself in their shoes. Everything starts with your understanding of your audience. Who are they? Why are they here? What do they want? Some answers will be obvious and others can be researched. But the last question demands and often doesn't get serious thought and intelligent guesswork. To do this, you must put yourself in their shoes. Are they going to learn something new that will be useful or help their decision? Will their problem get solved? Will the solution promised be different or unexpected? What is in it for them? Will they feel reassured, excited, optimistic, positive, or moved? Note the personal nature of the questions. The closer you can tune into your audience's wavelength, the more impact you will make on them. It is not that I am so smart, but I stay with the questions much longer. Albert Einstein. If you want to be heard, listen. When getting ready to face an audience, perhaps for the first time, it is easy to fall into the trap of trying too hard to make your point, telling them what you want to say rather than what they might want to hear. Two of Britain's finest interviewer broadcasters were David Frost and Alan Whitaker. They shared the characteristic of being superb listeners. They enabled their interviews to talk, guards down, resulting in riveting and revealing two-way communication. People listen to you if you listen to them. Knowledge speaks, but wisdom listens. Jimi Hendrix. You cram these words into my ears against the stomach of my sense. William Shakespeare. 50 words to woo your lover. You should be able to condense your whole story or speech to 50 persuasive words. Words that capture the hearts, not just the minds of your audience. This is sometimes called the elevator pitch. Even if you are going to talk or present for an hour or more, the essence needs to be captured in order to set up what you will develop and embellish later on. Creating a quick pitch or summary not only clarifies your own thinking, but it lets your audience know what's in store, wheats their appetite, and reinforces their understanding of your message and why it is important to them. Here are my 32 words. Based on the experience of 1,000 pitches, this book contains a constant source of ideas and inspiration to help you perform at your best and be a winner when it really matters. Ome Trium Perfectum, the useful rule of 3. Lists have their place often on a refrigerator door as a reminder of what to do or what to buy. Lists do not have a place when you want to communicate with your audience. You may have 20 burning issues to get across, but no matter how brilliantly you express them, the audience won't easily take them in if you do not have a simple structure that guides their listening. To make life easier for them, you need to arrange or group your argument into no more than 3 themes or areas that support your subject. So, burning issues can be arranged into hot, red hot, and flaming. Each of these themes can be separately developed, but with no more than 3 supporting points. Use the Rule of 3 blueprint on the following page to plot your next performance in front of an audience. Rule of 3 blueprint. First, you have opening remarks, then subject slash proposition, up to 3 themes, theme conclusions under that. Then you have overall conclusion, and finally, you have emotional close. Speech structure and demonstration. Follow this simple structure to arrange content that can be delivered with confidence and clarity. The typed words below represent a notional script. The handwritten words are your performance reminders. Try reading it aloud and then create your own using similar reminders. Open to connect easily with audience. Good morning. My name is Michael Parker. It is great to see so many golf lovers here today. Upping the emotional tempo. Today I am talking about golf and sharing with you my views on why more people should start playing this greatest of games. To do this, I will look at 3 characteristics that make the game so special to all of us. The first is the unique nature of the game. Then, the delight of being outdoors. And finally, the social aspect. It is the pauses that will make you seem confident and allow the audience to keep up. Signposting your key themes will help you memorize your speech and help your audience follow it. The reasons why. Taking the unique nature first. Expand on this using no more than 3 supports to this point, then summarize and pause. Now let's look at the outdoor delights. Expand on outdoor delights with up to 3 points. Summarize. Finally, we have the unique social aspect. Elaborate with, at most, 3 supports, pause, summarize, then pause. From reason to emotional high. In conclusion, briefly remind how nature, the outdoors, and the social side make golf the greatest, and finish powerfully. How can anyone in the right mind resist taking up golf? Time, doth flit, oh shit. Dorothy Parker. To come first, don't act last minute. Give yourself time to prepare. Of course, any pitch situation is about the adrenaline rush and the thrill of the occasion, but too often we leave things to the very last minute. If you do, you run the risk that when the big day arrives, you will be rushed and feel out of control, adding to any nerves you may suffer. On day 1, the moment you know a performance is coming up, think of your strategy, draw up a plan of attack, and act on it. The earlier your preparation, the sooner your rehearsal, and the more you will be relaxed, confident, and a winner. Energy, the premium fuel. Energy is infectious. Your audience will feed off of it and return it. Everyone is lifted. Without it, they will feel flat, and so will you. You face what may be once in a lifetime opportunity, and only you at your most energetic will do. Avoid falling into the noble trap of adding the intense demands of preparation to a tough daily routine. Set priorities to favor showtime. Aim to benefit the concept of morning energy. Most individuals and all teams are their freshest early on. This applies to audiences too, so always try to pitch earlier rather than later. Energy. It's 75% of the job. If you haven't got it, be nice. Paul Arden. Time for plain speaking. Often we start writing a speech or preparing an interview response. We use different language from our everyday speech, and it ends up sounding formal, pompous, or stilted when spoken out loud. The secret is that your speech should sound like you, but polished. Use plain English when expressing your thoughts and ideas. Think of it as animated conversation. Whether you choose to read your speech, if you absolutely have to, speak from your notes. Or, best of all, talk from memory using signpost. Speak plainly. Keep your sentences short. That will make them punchy and memorable. Perhaps record yourself to hear what you sound like. Do the words you've used tip off the tongue? Do you feel comfortable saying them? Do they sound like you? Rehearse till you feel confident. The goal is to sound natural, unrehearsed, spontaneous even. Simplicity is the ultimate sophistication. Leonardo da Vinci. Visual aids are only a good idea if they have a good idea. Charts, PowerPoints, props, videos, and Twitter feeds can all play a part in enhancing the audience's enjoyment and understanding. This does not mean you should use them. Only use them if they make for better communication for a particular audience in a particular venue. They are the icing on the cake, not the cake. Don't start with an automatic assumption that you will need 20 PowerPoint charts. Start with your proposition and structure, write the basic content, then, and only then, use your imagination to search for prompts and visuals, ideas that add meaning, surprise, drama, or memorability. Fail to rehearse, prepare to fail. Most will agree that to perform well, you must rehearse, and yet most will put it off. Why? Here are the 5 common excuses. I ran out of time. Make time. Make a rehearsal a deadline, not an option. The scripts need revising. An okay script promptly rehearsed will outperform the perfect one unrehearsed. The visuals aren't ready. You are more important. Rehearse without them. I like to reserve my energy. You're avoiding the discomfort of rehearsal. Spontaneity will suffer. The more rehearsed, the more confident you'll be. This enables spontaneity. Most of the excuses are a way of saying, I can't face it, so you must feel the fear and rehearse anyway. When artist Grayson Perry delivered his rhetoric lectures, he impressed with his engaging and apparently the cutoff approach. Broadcaster Sue Lawley, as she introduced him, said, he is one of the few lecturers to meet the agreed deadlines for delivery of the text, and only one, to my knowledge, to ask for a full rehearsal. Find someone neutral to judge your rehearsal, i.e., not your partner. Whenever you are in the spotlight, you need to perform. This calls for rehearsal. This is not the same as a run-through, where you check all the practical things, timings, prompts, equipment, sitting, standing, handovers, stagging, and so on. Rehearsal is all about what the audience takes out, not what you put in. This means you need an audience, someone you trust, whose main role is not to criticize content, but to encourage you, boost your confidence, and tell you how you came across. Ask your audience, is my body language okay? How's my voice level? Am I pausing enough? Maintaining my energy level? Looking up? Making eye contact? What about memorable moments? Were there any dreamy bits? Only master of suspense, Alfred Hitchcock, could get away with saying, always make the audience suffer as much as possible. Your audience should enjoy your performance. So should you. Your conclusion. The only way is up. Amelia Earhart, the first woman to fly solo across the Atlantic, said, it is far easier to start something than it is to finish it. This is true of many performances in front of an audience. Rehearsals typically focus on the start of a speech, not the conclusion. On the day, some people don't pace themselves properly and run out of steam, or they can't wait to get off the stage and fail to make the final impression a lasting one. Your conclusion is the opportunity to reinforce your key message and to appeal to the mind. Most of all, it is the opportunity to let go, take a risk, finish on a high note, and aim for the heart. End with a bang, not a whimper. Modern proverb.